This is a steam chimney, and they are scattered across Manhattan. There's no place on the planet where they are more frequent. In fact, New York is one of the rare cities that uses steam to warm its buildings, including some of its tallest and most famous skyscrapers. Our clients are with us all the way, including landmarks like the Empire State Building. And if you look a bit farther up the river, you'll see the UN and the Chrysler Building. These buildings get steam directly from Con Edison. Steam may be an old technology, but it works and it's been around for a while. The technology is advancing to make it even more effective. This is our main business, providing affordable, reliable steam for the largest city in the U.S. When you combine all the steam systems in Philadelphia and Boston, they still don't come close to the size of this one. This is the story of how steam shaped New York City. Manhattan is known for its orange and white, striped pipes releasing steam high above the streets. For many people living here, these pipes are part of the backdrop of the city and are often overlooked. I don't really notice them, many locals admit. The steam billowing from dozens of feet above the streets should stand out, but for most New Yorkers, it's just part of daily life, blending seamlessly into the surroundings. I honestly didn't pay much attention to them, says one local. Curious about what these pipes actually do, one passerby comments, maybe they release underground pressure, like gas underground? Another suggests, it's just to release water vapor, right? I don't think it's harmful. The truth is that Manhattan relies on steam, 27 billion pounds of it annually. Steam flows through a vast network of underground pipes, supplying the city's buildings with the energy they need for heating and cooling. These pipes let pressurized steam escape safely, diverting it away from pedestrians. I didn't know that, says a local. I thought it was just water. It turns out, steam is a byproduct of many energy sources, and using it is a sustainable and environmentally friendly practice. Without the steam system, New York would be very different. The tallest buildings would require large spaces to store coal, and chimneys would be needed to expel clouds of soot into the sky. Before steam was introduced in the 19th century, people relied on wood-burning fireplaces for heat. Later, coal became the main fuel, but transporting it was difficult and inefficient. As the city grew, it needed a more practical and efficient energy solution. In 1876, inventor and engineer Bird Sill Holley of Lockport, New York, discovered a new way to heat his home using steam. This efficient method soon extended to the homes of his neighbors. Lockport began running on steam, and this success caught the attention of New York City developers, including Wallace Andrews. At the time, New York was in the midst of a skyscraper boom, and taller buildings required larger, coal-powered heating systems that took up valuable space. Steam became the solution. Andrews and engineer Charles Edward Emery licensed Holley's concept and founded the New York Steam Company. In 1880, they built the company's first steam plant, located where the World Trade Center complex now stands. By 1882, the company served its first customer, the United Bank building on Wall Street. By 1936, the New York steam system was the largest in the country, with over 65 miles of main pipes and 6 steam plants serving 2,500 buildings. In 1954, Con Edison, a gas and electric provider, acquired the New York Steam Company, and since then, they've been responsible for the city's steam supply. Today, steam is produced at one of the city's production facilities. These facilities generate over 3 million pounds of steam per hour. The East River Generating Station in Lower Manhattan provides more than half of Manhattan's steam. Steam flows through 105 miles of underground pipes, feeding essential customers across the city. Hospitals, restaurants, and commercial buildings use steam for heating, cooling, sterilization, and other processes. The water used to produce the steam is purified to ensure it is free of minerals. It is then heated in a boiler, where it turns into steam that flows through the network of pipes to customers. During cold winter days, about 10 million pounds of steam flow through the pipes every hour. In 3 of Con Edison's 6 plants, steam and electricity are generated together through a process known as cogeneration. Steam generated from these plants is distributed throughout the city, with steam being reduced to lower pressures before reaching buildings for use. This system allows for efficient steam distribution, providing reliable heating and cooling to New York City's many buildings and industries. Observe step. Yes, keep an eye on your items here, folks. Stay alert. There's another group of steam stations outside, and that's how we circulate it throughout the entire structure. We're now at the top, nearly directly above the steam station we were in earlier. We bring steam up here, and from this point, we supply 3 additional buildings. We've already taken care of 2 buildings, delivered their services, and now we're covering 3 more. We have what's known as a utility tunnel, which carries chilled water, steam, and some electrical components like data transmission and building management systems. This utility tunnel ascends from level P5 in the essential plant, goes up the shaft, and then proceeds down this route, wrapping around 225 Liberty. We'll also show you another steam station. The outbound route is located to the right of this platform, beneath it, forming part of an extensive network of piping running through the area. It's pretty impressive. This particular area has its own steam station. We bring in 180 pounds steam that we distribute, and it enters here through another pressure reduction station. This reduces the pressure further, and it's used for heating coils around all the fans on the upper floors, ensuring the entire place stays warm in winter. It's another challenge, as heat naturally rises to the top, but these guys handle it well. They keep things functioning and comfortable, providing both heating and cooling for the entire facility. One of the surprising benefits of steam can be observed in the New York skyline. I've used this analogy before, referring to the time when the Industrial Revolution began in England, where the textile mills and factories relied on internal combustion engines without concern for the air quality, resulting in significant smoke. If you look at old images of London, you'll notice all the smokestacks. I often refer to the scene from Mary Poppins, where Dick Van Dyke plays the chimney sweep covered in soot, reflecting how grimy things used to be. Now, with clean energy, we've centralized all that power into one large facility, rather than having power plants in each building. When you view the New York skyline, it's remarkable to see a clear, smoke-free horizon. None of those buildings have individual power plants. They receive their steam directly from us. That steam is clean, produced from purified water that's actually drinking water before it's turned into steam. This steam is then distributed from 96th Street down to Battery Park, eliminating the need for boilers. There's also the problem of space for chimneys and fuel storage, which makes steam a convenient solution. Currently, New York's centralized steam system serves only Manhattan. Other boroughs like Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Staten Island rely on alternative methods, including gas, electricity, and individual boilers. However, despite the advantages of a centralized system, issues still arise. For instance, in 2007, an 83-year-old steam pipe near Grand Central Terminal exploded, sending a geyser of hot steam and a 40-story high burst of mud and debris over Midtown Manhattan. Over 30 people were injured, and 1 pedestrian lost their life. Such explosions are typically caused by steam hammer, a phenomenon that occurs when steam traps fail, trapping water inside pipes and causing it to create a high-impact blast when it hits a 90-degree turn. Maintaining a system of this size inevitably leads to issues that need to be addressed. Leaks around valves, for example, can allow steam to escape. Steam stacks help contain the pressure and direct vapor to safety, buying time to repair the problem. These stacks are common across Manhattan, especially in areas like Phi D, where construction is frequent and navigating through them is part of everyday life. If steam were to be phased out, we'd have to switch to electric boilers or heaters, and substantial infrastructure would need to be overhauled. This includes replacing piping and ensuring that buildings' electrical grids can handle the additional load. Transitioning to electric heating would entail a significant energy trade-off, as creating steam through electricity consumes a large amount of energy. Though steam has been a vital part of New York's infrastructure for years, improvements are always possible. Sustainability is an ongoing focus, and this plant, originally built in 1926, switched from burning coal to cleaner fuels in the mid-60s. Today, our primary fuel is gas, a much cleaner option than oil, coal, or kerosene. The technology we use in newer units, such as gas turbines, captures the exhaust heat to produce clean steam while minimizing emissions. As we move into the 21st century, we're exploring electrification and carbon capture technologies. New York City is progressing towards carbon-free energy, but steam, generated at the city's power plants, remains a sustainable and essential energy source. It's remarkable that Manhattan's 19th-century steam system, inspired by Birds-Ill-Holly's 100-ton steam line, still serves as a critical heating and cooling source for 1,500 buildings and over 3 million people. This system will remain an essential part of the city's infrastructure for many years to come, and we aim to keep it running for another 140 years, continuing to grow and evolve.